Hey guys, what's up? I've had a couple of people ask me to explain what's going on with my helmet system, and I'm happen to be in the middle of restructuring it for a couple of reasons. So I figured this would be a good opportunity to explain what I have going on here, which is a really good setup and there's nothing really wrong with it. I'm just looking for something a little different for my purposes. But I'll be converting to this smaller mesh mask and trying to incorporate this headset in here. What I have here now is 3 pieces all put together into one, and it's real easy to put on and stays on very firm, and it's surprisingly comfortable. These goggles hooked up to this helmet. I passed the bungees that come with the helmet through the goggle. Then the mesh mask is hooked up to the goggles, and then I have the chin strap coming out around the mask. Back here, the goggle and the mask intertwined. I've passed my goggle band in there. It further unifies the mask and the mesh. It goes on real comfy. Then you lock down this knob back here on the helmet. I would definitely recommend this if you are not prone to fogging. The reason I'm changing is because I am prone to fogging, and the way I have it built, the mesh mask is actually what sits on my face and the goggles float a little bit off, and I think breath is getting in there when I'm playing and the goggles fog up terribly. So what I want to do is swap the lower out for this, and then for ear protection I'm going to work these in. Not only will they stop BBs, they also function as a sound amplifiers. So I'm going to take this down. I'm going to keep the helmet and the goggles together. That part I'm not changing. What I'm going to do is swap out the lower and try to get the headset inside the helmet, and I'll show you how I'm going to put it back together. So far I've taken the goggles and I've removed the strap from them because it was just getting in the way of everything with the headset. It was way too busy. When I put the goggles down, I could hook the bungees up to these temporary screws I got going on here. I've also hooked up the headset. There's 2 screws holding it in place. The long one's coming out here. It's all temporary. I still need to do a little bit more drilling. The one part I'm still kind of figuring out is the mesh mask. I have made some adjustments to it. I cut it right around the nose bridge here and folded this soft padded part forward on left and right, and left the nose as is. But what that does is when it hooks up with the goggles, it kind of makes a shelf for them to lay on, so you get nice, even, consistent alignment every time. I'll put this on and you can see how it looks so far, and then I'll finish it up and you'll see the finished product. Alright you guys, so here's the finished piece. What I had to do since the last update is I've actually drilled into the metal bend on these on this headset and put a nut on the other side to catch this hook coming in here. Just enough to hold it. This gives them more flexibility. They're not trying to always fold inside. They can move left and right, up and down when you put them on. So it's real easy to get them to adjust really nice and comfortable. Then on the outside here I have a fisheye hook going on. You could always move the hook up or down depending on your needs. Or you could add a second hook, because it's doing 3 things here. It's holding the headset in place, it's holding the bungee for the mask mesh, the scrunchie is just looped around the mask, and it's looped around the fisheye hook, and it's letting the goggles hook up to it. I really had to only drill 2 holes. 2 holes on the helmet, 2 holes on the headset. The rest was just fitting things in. Like I said before, I cut the mesh mask here to make the little shelf, and I also bent the mask on the end here, and it was butting up against the headset, so this gives it another kind of point of index. Rather than talk about it, I'll put it on and you'll see how it looks on my head. I use this Under Armour hot weather head cover, I guess. It's real thin and it actually absorbs sweat. The first step, you put the helmet on like you would, and you want to get the straps out of the way. One tip is to loop them around these hooks, just so that they're out of the way, and then you just slide it on. Alright, and let me turn this on so I can hear myself. So you got that on, put the chin strap on. You got that on, tighten the helmet down, bring the mask down, but put it lower than you would, just to give the goggles room. Then bring the goggles down, pull these tabs out, hook them onto the fisheye hooks, and then just put this into place. there you go. You're all set. It's nice and comfy. The nice thing about these half face masks is that you can really get down the sides, which is the reason I switched to mesh from a paintball mask in the first place. It's being able to use optics and iron sights without risers or any of that stuff. Alright, and then take it off, you just reverse the process. Easy to put on, easy to take off, relatively. I mean, you can't beat a paintball mask, you just throw that on and you're done. But for something that's a little more realistic, sim looking, this is I think a much better choice. Plus it has its own benefits like the breathable mesh and the ability to look down iron sights. It's a pretty simple mod, really. You just have to take your time. What I would recommend is as you go, just take pictures of yourself with a cell phone, and then you'll see first how it looks and then what's rubbing, what's butting up. Like that, I noticed that mesh mask was hitting the headset, so I bent it forward. But that's something, when you feel for it, it's really hard to tell. Hope you guys liked the video. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.